In recent years, we have very close economic and trade cooperations. Jamaica is one of the largest trading partners to China among the English-speaking Caribbean countries. And China exports light industrial and electronic mechanical products to Jamaica. And Jamaica's Blue Mountain coffee and rum are also very popular in China. In the future, what other Jamaican products you expect to enter Chinese market?
Well, we are looking at the whole area of aquatic products, seafoods. Presently, we're only doing lobster. We want to do sea cucumbers. China is the world's largest consumer of pork, and Jamaica can produce a lot of pork. So we want to look at increasing our production and to be able to export it to China. We also want to introduce to China our herbs and spices, which has made our food a delicacy around the globe. When the containers come from China to Jamaica and drops off the goods that we import from you, and the containers turn around, they must come back with some Jamaican products in it for the Chinese market. That's our aim.
How can we further unleash the economic and trade potential in the future?
Your assistance in a number of areas has given us the economic space, the fiscal space to do things that we would otherwise not have done. So when you, for example, develop our highways and get your returns from toll roads over a number of years, that gives us a chance to use our internal funds to do other things to grow our economy. But we can't reduce our imports from China. What we must do is expand our exports to China. And that is our aim. And we're clear about that we want to substantially increase our exports to the Chinese market.
People-to-people exchange is a very important part for our bilateral relations, especially in the field of sport.
Yes.
And Jamaica's advantage in sprinting is very much well known by Chinese people. But we also carry out very intense cooperation in like swimming, athletics, table tennis, etc. So, Ambassador, how do you think we can serve the bridge of sport and promote like youth exchanges and people-to-people bond?
Yeah. Well, Jamaica and China did have an agreement over a 5-year agreement for cooperation in the area of sports. And I've already indicated to the Chinese authorities that Jamaica is interested in having a new 5-year agreement, cooperation between our two countries. You can teach us in the areas of swimming and table tennis, where we are not so good. We can teach you in the area of sprinting, where we are very good, very good. So, yes, so there is still areas for further collaboration between our two countries in the area of sports. And as you know, sports is something that brings people together. Sport is a kind of glue, and so we are looking forward to another round of agreement where China and Jamaica will collaborate to development on both sides.
Recently, the Jamaica's Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project undertaken by China has opened to the traffic, and your Prime Minister Andrew attended the ceremony by himself. I know this is the very first BI cooperation project in Jamaica, and it's also the biggest infrastructure project in Jamaica's history. So how do you think the significance of this project in promoting the economic and social development of Jamaica?
Well, let me back up a little bit by saying that this is the third round of infrastructure development that China has helped Jamaica. And then for the East-West Highway, China did an extension recently completed. And this particular third phase is the Eastern Coast development, which will open up the parish of St. Thomas, which has always been regarded as a forgotten parish. Very little happened in there because there were no adequate roads. And so by bringing the highway through that parish, it will now open up that whole parish to further development. So it is a holistic development that will come from the highway development. Wow. So So we are very grateful for the help that China. More people will want to move into that area and build houses because it is a half an hour drive from Kingston, the capital city. Housing will flourish, and more schools will have to be built, more hospital, so that it is a development that will impact the entire parish.
In what other area do you expect BI can play the role in the future?
Well, our highway development is critical. We have still a long way to go to connect the country in its entirety. And what we want to do is to ensure that infrastructure development by way of roads will be the catalyst for development in other areas. There are two areas in particular that I want to mention. The first is to really achieve Jamaica being a digital economy and society. And China, of course, is a leader, a world leader in the area of digital a digital economy and society. In fact, our hope is that by 2030, we will be a digital society. And so there are many areas that we can learn from China on. The other area is Jamaica is a tourist destination, and we want to significantly expand tourism from China to Jamaica. When you go to Jamaica, you will find that it is the most beautiful of all the Caribbean islands. And our people are warm and friendly.
January this year, the Foreign Minister of China and Jamaica made a consensus to jointly advancing the international global initiatives brought up by China. Mm-hmm. So how do you think these Chinese initiatives going to help the integration and modernization of the Caribbean region?
We will have to become a society that is far more technologically advanced, where we can, our ports can function by digital technology, our governmental systems, our tax systems. There are so many areas that we can learn from you and bring our economy into the modern age.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes.